Good afternoon,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson. We are delighted to welcome you here at the Eurasian Humanities Institute, named after Amangeldi Kusainov.
Delighted to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Today, we gather for the International Scientific and Practical Conference, Kusainov Readings, Science and Education in the 21st Century, Trends and Prospects. It's an honor to have you with us. We discuss key aspects of the development of science and education in the modern world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great to be here. Uh-huh.
That's very good to hear. The first question that I would ask is what innovative approaches to the development of science and education are being implemented in your country?
Okay, well, there's a lot of different innovations happening all the time, really, so it's hard to pinpoint just one. However, I think now probably the biggest innovation in recent years has been artificial intelligence. It's been, it just really started to grow just within the last couple of years, and it's already become such an important part of our lives. So I think that it's only going to continue to grow in the future, and it'll have repercussions. I mean, it's already having repercussions all over in every sector, especially education, but it's going to affect everybody's lives a lot. Mm-hmm.
That's very, I appreciate to hear that. What are the main challenges facing the modern educational system in the United States, from your point of view?
Okay, well, I think, there's several challenges, I think, but probably one of the biggest ones is student debt. That's become a big issue, especially over the last 20 years, 30 years. It's the costs of getting a university education have gone up exponentially, and because of that, a lot of people graduate from their universities with already a mountain of debt, and it causes a lot of stress for people when they're just getting started in their careers to pay that off. It takes many, many years in lots of cases. We have, financial aid programs and scholarships and fellowships and all that, but for the majority of the population, the student debt is a very real issue that they have to face. So I think one of the biggest challenges is continuing to deliver innovative education, relevant and useful education that will help young people to be successful in their lives, while also keeping the costs low. So it's kind of a delicate balancing act it's quite challenging, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. So the next question will be connected with intellectual potential of a country. What is the role of leaders in the educational system in shaping this intellectual potential of a country?
Okay, well, it's sort of a cliche, but it's true. Children are the future, right? Or young people are the future. So I can speak for educators, since I myself am an educator. I think that staying current with the latest teaching methodologies is very important. The latest techniques. Now I've been a teacher for over 15 years, so I'm still relatively young in my career, but I've been around for quite a while, and I know that one danger, if you've been teaching for a long time, is for your methods, your techniques to sort of become fossilized, and your students change, the generation changes, but you still keep doing the same things. And I think that educators need to avoid falling into that trap, because what worked well 10, even 5 years ago may not be the best approach now. So we always need to think about, what are we doing as teachers? Is what we're doing really the best way for our students? We need to constantly engage in self-reflection and just think about that, and try to stay current also with recent developments in the field.
Yeah, so how does your country preserve and pass down the legacy of prominent figures in science and education, such as Amangeldi Kusainov?
Okay, well, that's an interesting question. And I've sort of thought about the best way to answer that quite a bit. It's probably the most challenging one of these questions. We do, of course, we have, prominent figures. We learn about their legacy. We celebrate them, in schools. There's lessons devoted to them. There's times like, for example, Black History Month, the month of February in the US, is a time when we celebrate the contributions that African Americans have made to the country. Also, Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month is in May as well. Of course, those are focused on specific ethnicities or specific races, right? But it encompasses everyone, basically. So if there were, scientists, for example, because your question was specifically about science, right? Contributions to science. So there are like designated times, days to celebrate, influential people. But a lot of these questions about the U.S., and I know that Kazakhstan now, there's a lot of, cooperation with the U.S. and in higher education, especially, there's a lot of, the management of universities is trying to look to the West, right, as like sort of a model, right, which is great. But also, I think that it's a cultural exchange. There should be a cultural exchange as well. So I think that there's a lot that the U.S. or other countries could also learn about Kazakhstan, about Kazakhstani culture and history, and about some of the influential people here as well, rather than just, it's easier for Kazakhstanis to learn about important Americans, right? Or Westerners, let's say. But there's a lot that we need to learn as well. I know because I've been living here for 7 years now. So, and my wife is Kazakh as well. So I know that there's definitely a lot that Kazakhstan has to offer.
I'm sure that networking is very important. Thank you for sharing your insights and also experiences. Your thoughts and perspectives are valuable as we explore ways to enhance science and education globally. We hope today's discussion will contribute to meaningful advancements in these fields.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.